everyone, it's Amy Good, your host of Open the Circuit, and I wanted to share some things I was doing based on podcast two, the episode about action, taking action steps, which action is actually my word for the year. But no matter what your word is for the year, you're going to need to take some action towards it to meet your goals. So I was listening to the Brian Buffini podcast, and he is a great motivational speaker, real estate coach, but he also coaches many other entrepreneurs. And if you ever get a chance to listen to his podcast, I do recommend it. He's got a lot of great stuff. And one of the things he talks about is his program, 100 Days to Greatness. And within that program, they encourage people to set 10-day goals. And around five different areas, but we had talked about let's pick the two that stick out the most to you, or even one, just pick one area so it's not as intimidating. And so I started out with a physical career goal, or excuse me, a physical goal and career. And I actually found this thing in one of my drawers, and I thought, well, this is a really good tool to use. So you could use either sheets to keep track of your 10-day goals, or you can use something like this because it fits really easily into my bag. What I like that Brian Feeney said he does is he keeps all his sheets, his goal sheets, dating back years so that he can go back and he can revisit his goals and look at all he's accomplished. So on those days that you feel you're not really accomplishing much, or you feel like you're kind of in a little bit of a funk, you can go back and you can look at everything you've accomplished and start refocusing your mind. Like I posted on our Facebook group, take charge of your thoughts before your thoughts take charge of you, which is something to really think about. We have the power to reframe our thoughts. Some days it's easier than others. Some days we're doing it second by second, and other days, we in the morning we wake up and we're ready to go. The point is to just be aware of that. Anyway, so I had set a physical goal. I said by February 3rd, 2021, I will lose 3 pounds. And I wrote it down here, and then I wrote out all the action steps and took check marks. And you can see not every day I put 10 check marks is checked. And I realized that, 30 minutes of physical activity every single day um, isn't as realistic for me as maybe 7 out of the 10 days. And drinking 64 ounces of water is an easy thing to do. Some days I just got distracted. So there are a couple days I didn't do it. Most days I did stay within my calorie budget. On the weekend, I didn't. And most days I was able to do the intermittent fasting, which is cool. It's becoming natural for me to wait until 11 or 12, depending on when I stop eating from the night before, to just make that part of my habits, part of my day, part of my routine. For my career goal, I feel like I put too many too many action steps. I think I got too overwhelmed. And in order to meet my transaction goal for the year, um, which is 30, I believe that really I need to just narrow it down for daily activities into the number of people I need to talk to and the number of new people I need to meet, and the number of notes I need to write. The other things like mailing certain letters or targeting certain populations of buyers or sellers, those are more weekly activities, not as much daily activities. I need to really just keep it down to 2 or 3 daily tasks, because the rest, then I start maybe getting a little too distracted, and I've got to focus on the two main things, which is talking to people about real estate and connecting with people at a personal level to find out what they need. Um, and so the next 10 days, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue focusing on my 10-day goals of losing the 3 pounds, which I did the 10 days. I was down 3. And even could tell in my clothes fitting a little looser, which was kind of neat. And I really think the intermittent fasting has a lot to do with that. And I know that that may not be able to sustain itself every 10 days, but my goal is to lose 30 pounds by the end of the year, or by summer even, complete 30 real estate transactions, help 30 people buy or sell their property, and complete 30 podcasts. So hopefully, I'm planning on getting that done. And part of the reason I created this podcast and this group is to hold me accountable to that and keep me motivated and keep my mindset engaged. And I'm hoping that the community that we are creating will also help you all to reach whatever goals you're setting for yourselves. So, really interested to hear how it's going. If you get off track, if you don't meet one of your action steps every day, because I didn't meet every action step every day either, don't let that bum you out. Don't let that make you give up. Just pick up the next day and start again and keep track of what's happening. Just kind of be an observer, be aware of what's happening. And did you meet your goal? And if you didn't, don't beat yourself up. At the end of that 10 days, figure out, is there something that needs to be tweaked? Like, I didn't really meet um, my work goal that I had set for myself in the 10-day period. And I realized that part of that is because I made too many action steps and I started to get distracted and overwhelmed, and I got away from the things that I really needed to be paying attention to. Next podcast is going to be on atomic habits. So I am currently writing that one. I think it really, all of the podcasts really go hand in hand with each other. We've got, your word for the year. Now, then we have the action steps. What do you have to do to start reaching those goals? And then habits, because the habits that you develop are going to influence the actions that you take. And in fact, podcast is probably not going to be, the material is probably not going to be able to be covered in just one podcast. We're probably going to have to make that 2 or 3. And we'll also be revisiting the compound effect, because there's a great chapter in this book on habits, but all the ideas go hand in hand. The daily habits that you develop are what creates the radical results in your life. So again, thanks for being part of the group. And I encourage you all to join the Facebook group, Open the Circuit. And then I have this YouTube channel. Please subscribe and email me, openthecircuit@gmail.com. And I look forward to hearing everybody's responses and what everybody's doing. Have a great week.